This is a dinosaur, or at least, this is what we used to think a dinosaur was. A monstrous, clumsy reptile, seemingly destined for extinction. And this is what we know a dinosaur to be today. An animal as complex, successful, dynamic as any that walks the earth right now. For 200 years, our picture of these animals has been in constant, brilliant motion. So how on earth did we get from that to this? Our story starts not with a roar, but with a puzzle. Back in 1824, a British geologist named William Buckland was examining a strange jawbone. He called the creature it belonged to Megalosaurus, the great lizard. It was the very first dinosaur to get a formal name, a full 20 years before the word dinosaur even existed. That single bone kicked off a frenzy of curiosity. Victorian-era scientists and artists had only fragments to go on, so they filled in the blanks with the animals they knew best: lizards and crocodiles. The result was an image of giant, plodding reptiles. This vision was literally set in stone in 1854, when the Crystal Palace dinosaur sculptures were unveiled in London. They showed Megalosaurus and Iguanodon as hulking, four-legged monsters. While we now know they're scientifically wrong, it was the first time the public could ever come face-to-face with these prehistoric beasts. For the next century, that image of the slow, dim-witted, tail-dragging monster would be king. For decades, that was that. Dinosaurs were movie monsters, lumbering beasts from a lost world. But in the 1960s and 70s, something started to shift. A new generation of scientists began looking at the same old bones with fresh eyes, and they saw something completely different. This was the dinosaur renaissance. These scientists saw evidence not of sluggish reptiles, but of active, high-energy animals. The discovery of Deinonychus, a small and ferocious predator, was a complete game-changer. Its skeleton was built for speed, agility, and a terrifying athleticism that felt anything but reptilian. Suddenly, wild new ideas were on the table. Scientists argued that dinosaurs were likely warm-blooded, with complex social lives like herding and nesting. The discovery of dinosaur eggs in the Gobi Desert gave us our first real glimpse into how they might have raised their young. Artists had been sketching more dynamic dinosaurs for years, but now the science was finally catching up. The tail draggers stood up, lifted their tails for balance, and started to run. The age of the slow lizard was over, replaced by a vision of dinosaurs as successful, adaptable, and far more bird-like than anyone had dared to believe. The link between dinosaurs and birds was actually first suggested way back in the 1860s, with the fossil of Archaeopteryx, which clearly showed feathers. But for more than 100 years, the idea was mostly pushed to the side. That all changed in the 1990s. A flood of incredible new fossils from China changed everything. A fossil of Sinosauropteryx was found with the clear outlines of simple, feather-like fuzz. Soon, more and more fossils emerged with undeniable proof of feathers, from simple filaments to complex plumage built for flight. This was the moment the old scaly monster myth really crumbled. We now know that feathers were common across the dinosaur family tree, especially among theropods. While skin impressions tell us that an adult Tyrannosaurus rex was likely covered in scales, we know some of its closest relatives were fluffy, and it's very possible that a baby T-Rex was covered in down, like a giant, terrifying chick. This wasn't just a costume change. It turned our understanding of their biology upside down, from how they stayed warm to how they showed off for mates. Once and for all, that birds are living dinosaurs. The T-Rex in the museum isn't just some distant cousin of the pigeon outside, it's a direct ancestor. Our modern view of dinosaurs is built on 200 years of discovery. Today, science and art work hand in hand, using digital modeling and incredible new fossil finds to bring these animals back to life with stunning accuracy. The animated short film Terrible Lizards from the Dinosauria series is a celebration of this incredible journey, as a tribute to how human imagination and scientific fact work together to reconstruct a lost world. It shows us how we went from the stone monsters of the Crystal Palace to the feathered, dynamic creatures we reconstruct today. But the story isn't over, not by a long shot. Our understanding is still changing with every new dig and every new idea. What mind-blowing discovery will rewrite the textbooks next? We can only imagine. What part of the dinosaur story gets you excited? The first fossil hunters? The feathered revolution? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip through time, Stick around for more stories about life on Earth.